When I was in college, I worked as a counselor for a United Church of Christ church camp. It was the camp that I had gone to for a couple summers when I was a kid. And I really loved working there. Every day was different. And every day I felt like I learned something new about God, something really big. At camp, we had a tradition of praying together before breakfast every morning and before we went to bed every night. We would huddle up close, and everyone would go around and lift up what they needed to say to God. And I have to say, it's a really humbling experience to be with kids and hear what they're praying for when they're not in church and when they're away from home for a while. One week we had a camper, I think he was 9 or 10 years old, and he said pretty much the same prayer every morning and every night. And I hope I'll never forget his words. In the morning when it was his turn, he would say, "Thank you, God, for waking me up this morning." And every night he would say, "Dear God, help me rest so that I can get ready for tomorrow. Thank you, God, for waking me up this morning and help me rest to be ready for tomorrow." 8 years later, this camper has really changed how I feel about gratitude. His words are helping me to learn how to be grateful for a gift that's as small and as extraordinary as simply getting another day on earth. As a seminary student, every day feels really precious. Some weeks it feels like every single class changes everything that I thought I knew about my faith and my identity. It gets me thinking about how lucky we are that each morning is a chance to live out our faith a little bit more courageously and a little bit more prayerfully than the day before. It gets me thinking about how every sunrise can offer new chances for growth and transformation, and every night can offer another chance for us to rest and let God restore us. I'm especially grateful for the ways that the rising of the sun reminds me that God is never done working in us and nudging us to become braver and more loving versions of ourselves each new day. Some of you already know, and many of you haven't heard really yet, that this year I'm using a new name for myself, Carter. It's a family name that feels a little bit more comfortable for me as I listen for the ways that God is calling me to live into my truth of being transgender. On this new day and in this new season of my life, I feel grateful to have made it to this day where I feel nudged enough and supported enough to honor a little bit more of the whole person that God made me to be by choosing a new name. So today I give thanks to God for waking me up this morning. And when night comes, I pray that God will help me rest so I can be ready for tomorrow. For all the many ways that God challenges us and transforms us each new day, and for all the ways that God renews us each evening, I give thanks.